Okay, welcome back to the Lion's Den, guys. My name's Tyler. Today we're going to go through all the weapons in Apex Legends. Now, all over Reddit, places online, different websites, Game Informer, things like that, people have made a bunch of lists compiling their favorites for their weapons and the breakdowns of what they do. Now, I'm going to list the guns in order from best to worst, in my opinion. I haven't put all of these statistics into an Excel sheet to find out, damage per second or TTK at distance. However, after doing a little bit of homework online, reading what other people say on Reddit and stuff, and then just, my play hours and experience I have in the game, this is what I've come up with. So first things first, we're going to break down the weapons into tiers. I thought about doing it by gun type and then by ammo type, but the thing right now appears to be tiers. So we're going to start with S tier weapons, and that's going to go to two different weapons, and that's going to be the Mastiff. Here we have, it's a shotgun. It is a gold tier weapon. You can only get it in a care package that drops. And then the second one is the Kraber 50 cal sniper rifle, and that is right here on screen. Again, also a gold tiered special weapon that you can only get out of care packages. Listen, if you see these guns in game, you pick it up without question. Even if you don't want it, you throw it off the cliff, get rid of it, hide it in the bush, don't let anybody else use it against you. These are some of the best weapons in the game. An important thing to note is they have gold ammo. It's their special ammo. You cannot replenish that ammo. On to the next one, we are going to talk about A-tiered weapons, which are probably the best weapons without being upgraded. Every gun we're going through in their tier right now actually is going to be without any weapon detachments. Then we will discuss what the attachments will do for the weapon after that. So right now we have the M600 Spitfire LMG right here. Excellent gun, one of my favorites. The second one we're going to talk about is the R301 assault rifle. That's a light ammo weapon. Then we have the Peacekeeper on screen. Shotgun, lever action. Then we're going to do the Wingman. That is a revolver, 6-round magazine to start. Then we have the R99 submachine gun, excellent weapon for close range. And then we have the Havoc assault rifle right here, energy weapon. It's the newest one they added into the game. And so that's the A-tiered weapons. B-tiered weapons, we're going to go on to the sniper, the triple take, That's going to be an energy weapon. And then we're going to talk about the longbow DMR. And then after the longbow, I have the Hemlock here, burst weapon listed. Followed by the flatline, the VK47 flatline. Also a heavy ammo type weapon. And then we're going to go over to the Prowler, which is a 5-round burst submachine gun. Where we will go back to that weapon when we talk about attachments. And lastly, in the B tier, I have the EVA 8 auto shotgun listed. Going on to the C tier, we have the Devotion, which is an energy light machine gun. Again, it could depend on the tier that you put it in based on the attachments you have, but base level we're talking about right now, it's going to be in the C tier. And then I have the G7 Scout, which is similar to an MK14 or that style of weapon if you played Call of Duty, semi-auto light ammo weapon. Then we have the Alternator, which is a dual-barreled submachine gun, followed by the pistols, which is going to be the P2020, and then the RE45. Both of them are light ammo. The RE45 is fully automatic, while the P2020 is semi. And then we have our D-tiered weapons, which are going to be your melee, and the Mozambique shotgun. And the Mozambique is it's a hilarious meme online. If you even check the Apex Legends news page, it talks about how they like that it is a meme, and they think it's a funny thing, so they don't want to buff it or anything similar. They kind of just like the place it's at. And now, that is the breakdown of the best guns to the worst guns, in my opinion. This said, it is important to note that all of the guns perform much better, except for the Mozambique really, when they're fully kitted out with attachments. For example, if I have a flatline, which I put in a tier below the R99, and I have it fully kitted out with attachments, barrel stabilizer, stock, etc., extended mag, I would much rather run that over an R99 with no attachments. Now you're saying, okay, well, everyone does videos on their opinions of what guns they think are best. This is true. However, we're going to go deeper than that, than just this surface statistical bullshit of, what damage does best and etc. First off, definitely try every single gun till you get ones that you are comfortable with, and then pick your favorites from there. Once that's said, you need to plan a loadout or a custom class, per se, that you want to run. Think of Call of Duty, think of Battlefield. You construct your class based on the playstyle you have that game. In Battlefield, if you're running a medic and it's a close quarters map, you're going to be running a shotgun maybe if you're good with it, perhaps semi-auto with a submachine gun pistol as your backup, or like if you're going to keep distance, you want M4 or an AK with a extended sight like a ACOG or something similar with perhaps a flip sight for close range engagements. The same concept applies here. Every game that I jump into, I already have an idea of what guns I will be hunting for each game. I choose my loadout or my custom class based on the legend that I am playing to start. Let's say in a hypothetical situation, when I play Bangalore, I decide with my squad, like AJ or Owen, when I jump in with them, that if I'm going to be the first one into every fight, or I will decide if I'm going to give backup cover fire and set up movements for our squad. Once this is decided, I choose the loadout that I plan to run and aim for getting that set up before we even jump into the game, okay? This allows me to hoard the ammo and attachments I plan to use before I even acquire the guns that I want. So it also allows me and, AJ and Owen, whoever your squad mates are, to be on the lookout as well. Instead of us leaving an area like Repulsor and, I'm looking for a precision choke and I say, I finally get the Peacekeeper and I say, hey, I need a precision choke, guys. And then Owen goes, oh yeah, there's 110 buildings back in Repulsor while we're halfway to bridges. That does me no good. Whereas if he knew that I was looking for it before, he could, let's say, drop a med kit or something and pick up that attachment and bring it with us until one of us can actually use it. Now back to my hypothetical situation. Let's say I choose to be the front lines and I want to get up close and personal and get those kills. I'm going to choose a custom class that fits that playstyle and complements the legend that I am playing. Usually in this role, especially if I'm playing Bangalore, I go for a Peacekeeper and a Spitfire LMG or an R99 SMG. This gives me an exceptional custom class for close to mid-range fights. Bangalore, I'll use my tactical, my smokes to set up cover to close the distance between me and the enemy. If I'm being sniped from far away, let's say they're on a hill or in a building on a rooftop and we have to cross the valley to get to where they are, I'll straight up launch my smokes at the enemy. I'll land it on that building or on that hilltop. What this does, this blinds their view, it obstructs their view of me and the squad and allows me to move in while I can still see where I'm going. And they have a couple options. They can A, engage me if they try to. They can wait until the smoke is cleared and then start shooting. They can blind fire through the smoke. They could move out of the smoke and leave the building they're in or go to the hillside on the side of them. Or maybe they have a thermal scope, they land shots on me as I'm running through the field and I get fucked. That's the worst situation. But other than that, we throw the enemy for a loop and put them in a bad position. So most of this options, let's say, buys me time to A, run away from this engagement, or B, enclose the distance and use the creative class I have to my best advantage. The Peacekeeper is devastating if you land your shots, especially if you have that precision choke. It gives you that short to medium range. And the Spitfire, with that extended mag, you get a huge 55 round mag clip. Lets you keep firing without reloading. So, if that Peacekeeper, you drop that shield and now you get to reload, you pull out that Spitfire, you push that. You can get that kill, you can get that down but not out, and you keep going. If you have the R99, that speaks for itself. That just shreds shields, reloads super quickly, and it keeps up in that same situation. Now let's shift into a second hypothetical. Let's say I want to support my team a little more and hold back, and I would choose a custom class that'll help me with that style of play. So again, I'm playing as Bangalore, and I'd probably choose a wingman with a 1 to 2 times variable scope. That's a pocket rocket. I can shoot at distance, and I can damage very high if I land my shot at at close range as well. That coupled with, let's say, a Hemlock gives me a good balance of skill-based shooting while I can still set it at a comfortable distance of medium to long range. Another combo for this playstyle would be a sniper, such as the Longbow or the Kraber, coupled with like a Havoc or the R301 or this, again, the Spitfire SMG. This will give me excellent range and damage to be done at distance. Regardless, in either of these cases, I would be using my smokes to escape from enemies and put distance between us. In the original hypothetical, I wanted to close the distance between me and my enemies so that I can use the guns in their best advantageous position. Whereas in this setup, with these guns I'm using, I am putting distance between me and the enemies. I do not want to be up close. The closer I am, the worse off I am. Now, this is a very simple concept, and it's just basically planning what style of play you're going to choose when you choose your legend. Like I said, in Call of Duty Battlefield, when you jump into a game, you pick a class based on how you're going to play that game. Is it, like I said, is it an urban area? Is there a lot of open space? That's all going to play into what guns and what perks you're going to bring into the game. This game, Apex, is the same exact thing. You should have your fully kitted loadout in mind before you enter the game. Know the attachments for the guns you're going to look for. Tell your teammates, don't pink things up that are unnecessary. Obviously, each game you need something to start out with, so just take what you can to survive. But as you find the things you need for your ideal custom class, just drop the things that aren't needed. So if you know you're never gonna run a heavy weapon, then drop that extended mag for the heavy weapon, and don't keep it, just in case maybe later. If you're not planning to use it, get rid of it. I do this process every single game, and I've found that I've been running out of ammo less, for one. I am getting jumped less while I'm looting death boxes, so squads aren't sneaking up on me because I'm in and out of death boxes quick. I know exactly what I need. If they don't have it, I'm on to the next one. And I cover more ground. I'm no longer the teammate looting a box, and my squad mates are, half a map away, or they're on the other side of the town or something, because, I was sitting here looking through of maybe what I could use. That's because I know exactly what I want and what I'm looking for before each game starts. My process starts with pick a legend I'm playing as, how do I want to play that legend for my team, what role am I going to use, and then I make my picks. If you're going to play Bloodhound and run into a smoke every time you use your ultimate, don't run a Longbow and a Kraber then. Unless you're Shroud and you're never going to miss your shots, which good for you, you don't need this video, but pick guns that are going to benefit that playstyle. You're going to play as Lifeline? Okay, maybe a Prowler with Select Fire Receiver. This way you can use full auto, or the R99 in case you get in a close engagement. And then maybe a ranged weapon so you can weaken enemies as your squad moves in for the fight. Couple side notes. All of the weapons that I put in the list, again, they're my opinion, guys. If you think a gun is better than it is, that's you. This is just what I have found. This is my own opinion. That being said, take this with a grain of salt. Just because I put a weapon on the list doesn't necessarily mean that it's the best one or the worst one. If you're running a flatline, I much prefer the Spitfire. However, if your flatline is fully upgraded, then that's, it could be better. If you don't want to run the Spitfire, then great. But the Prowler is an even better example. If you have the Prowler is a B-tiered weapon in my list. Now, if you put on the Select Fire Receiver attachment and allow that Prowler to be full auto, that is an A-tiered weapon. 100% it becomes one of the best weapons up at close range without question. Extended mag on it, you have a 35 round mag, full auto, it deals heavy damage. Same thing with the Havoc. I put the Havoc in A-tiered because A, it's really good at beginning engagements at the beginning of the game, and then B, if you get a turbocharger or you get the Select Fire Receiver for that weapon immediately becomes an A-tiered weapon. If you think it's crappy and it's not that good, and maybe it should be in the B tier, C tier, okay, you're not wrong. But with the turbocharger attachment, it is an A-tiered weapon all day. There's no charge up time, it's immediately full auto, Same thing goes for the Devotion. The Devotion with the turbocharger attachment immediately becomes a much better viable gun that you can use in any alternative. But that being said, guys, let me know what some of your favorite custom classes are. What gun combos do you run when you bring into the game? What play style do you have? What legend do you like to pair your certain custom classes with? Your certain loadouts that you like to run? Just leave that in the comments below. If you have any questions or any insights you want to bring to the table, let me know. And as always, guys, have a great day. Take care, and I appreciate the views.